Yeah, man.
Hello, you okay?
I'm good.
That just sounded like a text chat, didn't it? Hello, you okay?
UK,
What you up to?
yes,
What you up to? WUU2? What WUBU2?
What was that one?
What you been up to? Don't you remember that one?
NM.
Good, GD.
KL.
I'm gonna stop because it's so hard. It's actually quite difficult saying it instead of fucking. It's talking about it. How was you went home to London? Let's get straight into it. How was it? How was it being home?
Yeah, it was good. I went home for my nephew's first birthday. And that's like the Greek family.
Okay.
So Greeks, there's always just like loads of them in there.
Right.
So it's like,
Well, that's
it's like the
like-
Greek
what-
wedding. Fucking everyone turns up.
Well, at least that's in comparison to your nan, isn't it? That you were on about.
Yeah. Well, it'd be a bit harsh if no one turned up to his first birthday, innit? Like,
That would be deep.
he's meant to have friends. Yeah, so turned up and there was like 200 Greek people there. Problem is, I don't know who anyone is, and some of them speak English, some of them don't. So you're like, hello, and then they're like, what? And you're like, oh, okay, you don't speak English, and then it's just awkward. But yeah, there was like him and his friends there, or Maria, who's 3 years old, his sister, my niece, and they had like an entertainer come in for the kids, like a kids entertainer.
Okay, right.
And so that's all I did the whole time. I just sat like watching the kids whilst they were doing these like games and stuff. It's very funny.
Did like the entertainer like dress up in anything?
Yeah, so it was like a Paw Patrol theme. Do you know Paw Patrol? It's a kids cartoon thing now.
No, I never.
Like we had like SpongeBob.
Right. Okay.
Paw Patrol was like maybe it's one of the biggest ones. It's just about dogs. Like it's just talking dogs. So she came dressed as a dog with like ears and a nose. This like woman. Yeah, she was a bit of a shit attempt to be a dog. But yeah, she turned up with like a little guitar and like a bag, started doing games with him and shit. But it was decent, yeah. I got into the games at the end, do you know what I mean?
Do you reckon she hates her life?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking the whole time. I was looking at her going, how have you ended up as a women's Paw Patrol entertainer?
Yeah, you should have asked her. Did you want to do this or?
Yeah, because she seemed like confident, like she seemed clever, and she seemed like she had her stuff together. But then I was like, but you're a dog.
Maybe she was just passionate about it. I don't know how you can be passionate. I don't understand where you got the passion from to be like an entertainer for kids.
It's quite hard though, like because all the kids at the beginning, they're like all like super quiet, don't say a thing. They're just like don't get involved in the games, and their job is to like get them involved and stuff. And then by the end, all the kids are like fucking yeah. They're like more. You know what I mean? And well, no, but she like took them from just doing fuck all to being like, yeah, Paw Patrol, yeah,
and that's hard. I feel
and like dancing and shit.
It's probably hard to do it out of difficult if you.
I know it's hard.
If you've never met the kids, or the kids have never met you as well.
I couldn't do that. Can you imagine me doing that?
Do you reckon it's good money? Like, what's the money like? Do you reckon?
So
So how long was she there for?
Oh, not that long. She was probably doing that for like 2 hours.
Okay.
But I bet they've got quite a lot of money, like the Greek family. Like, I think she probably got paid like 100 quid.
For 2 hours is not.
I bet she got paid like 100 quid just to sing some songs and stuff. You know the old thing that you did at school, in PE, in like infant school, where you'd sit in a fat circle.
Duck, duck, goose.
No. And you had the parachute.
Oh.
And then you'd like put balls on the parachute and shit, or someone would get under the parachute. Do you know what I mean? They did like a miniature version of that, and it brought back memories, innit?
That must have been a nostalgia and a half.
Yeah.
So I remember
forgot
with
about
the
that
bean bags. We used to throw like bean bags on the parachute.
Yeah.
Like the little square bean bags. They were like all like little metallic balls in there.
Yeah, and
like...
people would get under the parachute.
Yeah.
And then you'd always get that one cunt that goes in the middle and pops his head up like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was probably you.
Yeah.
That's probably you, man.
I'm like that one cunt. I'm just talking about myself.
You just described your
remember
primary
when I
school,
did it,
wasn't it?
yeah.
You just described your primary school days.
That one fucking idiot.
Yeah, but then like school games back in the day, I remember playing like Bulldog, like in PE, like after school PE class, like Bulldog, like dodgeball, like all them kind of stuff.
Bulldog was the where you just had to get from one side
So
of
to
it.
the other without getting. Like,
Did you do the fucking? It was in junior school. Derek Wood Well, we probably did it at Ravenswood actually as well. It just suddenly like everyone just went fuck it. Let's just do like the contact bulldog. Because usually in bulldog you tap them.
Oh, so this one's
And
actually
then they're in
taking
the
them
middle.
down, isn't it?
Mate, it's like fucking MMA. It was literally like people were like spearing each other, like, do you know what I mean? They're like, got you. It's like you was like on the floor, like suffocating.
I remember doing one with like a tag rugby style where they had like the tags.
Yeah,
Do you remember that?
yeah.
Like the tag
No,
rugby.
that's why
where
it
they
was
had,
meant to be played. Yeah.
Yeah, they had the tags and you have to rip both tags off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people were like tripping each other. Like you had to get the other person to the ground to.
That
Like,
sounds gnarly to me.
oh mate, there was some serious injuries, obviously.
Yeah, there would be. That sounds pretty jokes though. All them games when you were a kid though, like in primary school, like was so fun thinking about it. Like even like things like when it was in primary school, like the sports days were fun. Like all the after school extracurricular activities were good. It was just all fun back then.
Sports day, remember the fucking? There always used to be like a mad competition though for the 100 meter race, innit? Or whatever it was, like 75-meter race or whatever. In senior school, it was like 100, but then in juniors, it was like 75, wasn't it? And I remember it always used to go around like, who's going to win the 100 meters? And everyone would like put their bets on and shit.
Do you know what? I got a funny story relating to that. So, Jack was he moved to my primary school in like year 3, 4. I don't know what year it was, and it was one of them years. And the day he came was like the tryouts for like the 100 meters.
Yeah.
In like for or like whatever the dash, however long the meters was for that year, and it was his first day. And I remember like I was like one of the fastest kids like in the class or whatever. Because there was only like 30 kids in like in the class each year, and the twat beat me. Like in the first day he came, he beat me, and I was like so upset in it because I literally won every race. And I remember just him winning, and I just didn't like him for ages. Like I'm talking ages. Like, and now like he's like one of my best mates. Like it's so ridiculous. But back then it was just so like them activities were so fun.
Yeah,
it was just great.
I remember it was probably I'd like to say year 9. It was like our last sports day. I think it might have been year 10 actually. I was about 15, and we had sports day, and it was the 200 meters, right? And because everyone got put into one event in a form, and I got put into 200 meters, and no one knew that I was fast, apart from Ollie Evans, because I knew him for ages. We went junior school together and stuff, right? And he was in the race, and Ollie Evans was like one of the fastest people in the year. We had like Noel Scott, who was obviously very fast. Ollie Evans, Ian Gould was pretty fast, but Ollie was in the 200 meters, and everyone thought he was gonna like cruise it and shit, and I was like. I was like the sly underdog in it. Just like didn't say a word, but Ollie knew that I'd like surprise people. And anyway, we took off 100 meters, right? We started going, and I was fucking like proper going at it, and I was pacing it, and I knew I was running bare fast. And then we obviously got onto the straight bit, right? The last 100 meters, and I was in front of Ollie like by quite a bit, and everyone I could tell was like, oh shit, but everyone was like cheering for Ollie, like Ollie, Ollie. Everyone bare liked him. And anyway, there was like 50 meters left, and then I felt my heart like going, and I was like, oh my god, I'm getting tired. Getting tired. And then I literally, for the last 50 meters, I slowly felt my upper body like going up, like in front of my lower body.
Oh, so you were like falling?
I was falling, and I knew I was falling.
You stack it?
I stacked it.
No,
mate. And I tell you, literally the entire school, you must have had it, like the whole school watches, especially those sprinting ones.
Yeah.
So the entire school was watching, and I was doing so well, and everyone was like, what the fuck, like Sean's actually very fast. And then I just stacked it. And then I didn't even get up and carry on, I just rolled to the side, like out of everyone's way.
No way. Did you even finish it?
No, I just rolled off. I just rolled off and then just went, fuck this, and just went back inside.
No way.
And then no one shut up about that for like 3 days.
That's funny. That's similar. Actually, that's funny you say that. I done, it was the same age. I was 15. And I was doing the 400. So the 400 is like, you kind of have to kind of like
400's the hardest out of all of them.
Yeah, because you have to kind of like pretty much sprint it. Really.
Yeah, it's insane, like sprinting endurance.
So like I always do this for like big events, but I didn't eat. Like I ate breakfast.
What's wrong with you not eating?
I don't know, man. I remember, and then who was it? It was Joe Wells. I remember Joe Wells being in it because he won it. And I remember we were going round and I was legging it. Like, I was like in front of him by like a good 60, 70 meters. And I'd say we got round, so we started there and we went round the third bend. And I was like...
What's the third bend?
So you have
There's only two bends, right?
No, because you start there and then you go one bend and then two and then you go straight and then three and then you got four. Oh, you mean like as in...
Well, that's one.
Right, 1 and 2, right. My bad. Do you know what? I thought it was like a square. I just literally... Right, so the second bend, right. At the start of the second bend, I slowly started to like slow down a bit because I'd like paced the first 200.
Yeah.
And I was like just fucking trying to go at it. And then by like the last 100, I was done. Like, so I slowed down. Ended up coming second. Yeah. But I was just like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Like, I fucked.
You've got to run like the whole thing at like 90% of what you can. Like, if you go 100%, even in 100 meters, or say the 200 meters. Like, obviously, I went 100%, and I mean, you should be able to go 100% in the 200 meters, but even I like gassed out and then fucking collapsed.
Yeah, and then after I fell down and I couldn't stand up for like 30 minutes.
Mate,
I was fucked.
Yeah,
I was so fucked.
Even just something so short can fuck you up. But did you do it like you had your forms at school?
Yes.
And then for sports day, did you vote for people in your form to do a certain event?
Yeah.
Did you do what we did? Like every single time, every form would just. It was just the thing that every form would vote for the fattest person to do the hurdle.
See, we didn't have hurdles.
Did you know?
We just done like normal.
Oh shit!
No, but you had an all boys school, right?
Yeah.
We was like mixed.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't like for the hurdles. You wouldn't. I don't think you would have hardly anyone doing it. Like, do you know what I mean? Because we had the basics: 100, 200, 400, 800, and then 1,500. I wanted to do the 800. The 800 was just my thing.
Yeah.
At that time. But I don't know who fucking got it, and I was just like, whatever, I don't care. And they put me in 400, and I was like, oh. Bollocks, like fucking. But I always did either the 800 and I always did the relay. Always did the relay.
Relay's good,
yeah,
man.
the relay's fun.
Someone always fucking drops it. Even in professional, someone always fucking drops it.
It's a tense one, relay.
Did you remember Carl Roach?
Yeah.
Like, he was in my form and we nominated him to do the hurdles.
No, you're insane.
Mate, the hurdles is just like the classic thing. To be fair, I don't know how the teachers didn't like cancel it because it was just such obvious bullying.
But how high were the hurdles? They couldn't have been that high, surely.
Oh mate, these were like.
Well, like proper like hurdles.
I don't think they wouldn't have been like the professional hurdles, but I mean these were. What's the size? They're about a meter, like the size of that. Right?
Yeah, but especially at that age, right? You got to think
they were big enough for these people that they couldn't jump over them, put it that way. And so the teachers would call out like hurdles, and literally everyone would be like, everyone would get very excited, like yes, because everyone knew they nominated someone that couldn't do it. And so all these people like Carl would like line up on the thing, and then everyone was just like, oh my god. And then the fucking bell would go, and you just get these people trying to jump over the hurdles, and they just went straight through.
That was the worst thing. The worst thing I thought was when like someone that you knew was gonna flop like a thing, and you were just so nervous for him. Like even for the running events, and you'd have someone you knew was slow, and you just feel like, oh shit, like you just felt for him, like it's so bad, man, so bad.
Well, Carl, we were like Carl, and that comes from that Carl Roach kid.
Yeah.
That started on our cross country run that we did like once a year. For everyone in our year.
Yeah, we did one of them. Yeah.
And when you'd finish the cross country run, like running around the entire school twice, everyone would just sit in the playground and wait for everyone to finish. But obviously, Carl Roach was so far behind everyone, like probably 3-4 minutes behind, like even the last person. And so every single person would be sitting in the playground just watching Carl run around the fucking thing. And then someone, literally, I remember everyone was dead silent. It'd been ages. And then someone just went, Carl! And then someone else just went, Carl! And then the whole school just went, Carl! Carl! And he was running around the school in it. And everyone was just going, Carl! It was so harsh, man.
That does sound harsh, man. You lot are deep, man.
That's where Carl came from, the classic Carl.
That's deep. We did that cross-country run. Like, we had to run around our school twice. San Martin. Do you know San Martin?
Yeah.
He won it like every time.
Yeah, it was like Alex Lister was the cross-country runner, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Because I remember I went to Norman Park like when I was like 14, 15 to represent Coopers at the time to do like the track events, and Ravens were there, and I remember like Alex Lister.
He was really good too.
So I done the 200, and I was racing with Noel. Noel done the 200, so he obviously won it.
Yeah.
And it was like James Fowle was in it as well.
Was he fast?
No, he came last.
Alright.
Like I don't even remember where I finished. I think I finished like third or fourth to last. But I remember because I remember someone bigging up Alex Lister for the 1500.
He ran for like Kent, I'm pretty sure, the cross country team.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember who told me that, because I was talking to someone, I don't remember who, and then we had Kane Marsh. And Kane beat him in the last 200 meters, isn't it?
Oh, really?
Yeah, Kane was. You know Kane, right?
I might have been there because I remember watching Alex do a 1500 meters when all the other schools were there, and then
Yeah.
I remember someone beating him, and then he came off and he was like proper fuming.
Yeah, no, because I remember Kane was losing. He was last in the last lap, and he outdone everyone.
Did
in
the
the
fucking Dane Kelly Holmes, isn't
Mate.
it? Where they just sprint off.
But I remember Kane when he was like stamina wise, it was a joke. Like he would like literally just jog the first bit. It was like a strategic plan at like 14, 15 years old, and then he would just pick it up like in the last bit and win.
That's a good thing to do because everyone at that age wants to get out ahead fast. You know what I mean? So if you just stay back and let everyone gas and then fucking go for it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. No one at that age would think that because everyone just wants to sprint and just get to the front and then have like. Because I remember, I remember that sports day I just explained to you.
Yeah.
Miran done the 1500, and he sprinted the first lap, and then I think he was like waving to everyone like on this.
like Bear showing
He was
off.
like, yeah, hello. Trust me, it was so funny.
Like, this is easy, man.
Oh my god, I remember that. He like sprinted the first lap, and then like he was just like there was like hundreds of kids, like how many there was like at the school, and he was like, hey, hello everyone. And then he dropped. He came last, I think, in the end.
He was probably smoking back then, mate. His lungs gave up, whatever.
Was he smoking? No, I don't think he was then. What a cunt. He's funny. I literally, as soon as we just talked about that, it just popped in my head of him waving. Literally, I just have the image of him waving like, hey, hello, everyone.
I'm the winner.
I'm beating everybody.
These are shit. Come on, keep up.
You're fucking slow, twats. But that's funny. I don't know where we went from. Oh yeah, we were talking about your niece.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how the fuck we got to the fucking.
Right.
Oh yeah, because we were talking about the just as kids, weren't we? Like
the only other thing I was going to talk about was when I was home. Yeah, I went to that fashion show.
Oh yes.
So there was this big exhibition at the London Excel, this massive exhibition arena. It was the same place I did a few of the expos when I worked last year.
Science and Sport.
Okay,
yeah.
But then Laura, she was like, yeah, there's actually something there I want to go to. It's like health and beauty and hair and all of that. So I wasn't really interested, but obviously she wanted to go, so I was like, sweet, it's fine. Turned up, mate. It's like my worst nightmare. It was literally my worst nightmare. It was like Instagram in real life. It was absolutely massive. Like they'd filled out this entire exhibition centre. There was a few like celebrities there. There was thousands and thousands and thousands of people there, but everyone was like so done up, like trying to show off, and it was like everyone was like an Instagram model, but in real life. But everyone was super fake, and then literally all the booths of these companies selling stuff were just like people were having like live like injection fillers and laser treatments, and I was literally just like, what the fuck is everything like? I was like, what is the world come to? Like, it was so weird. Like, people were queuing up to watch these people get laser treatments and lip fillers and teeth whitening. You go to the next booth, there'll be like 20 people like sat down with this fucking thing like shoved in their mouth, like with a blue light in their mouth, like getting their fucking teeth whitened. And I was just like, what the fuck is this?
That's literally Instagram in real life, isn't it?
It was so weird, like, it was just so strange, and everyone looked so odd because they had so much makeup on, and everyone had a fake ass and fake tits.
That sounds like hell.
It was, but it's like their heaven, but I was just walking through it like, this is strange. Like, this is my hell, their heaven.
That sounds like a place for Instagram famous people, like weird, like proper bookie ends.
So it was just like worrying to see everyone that was clearly like so self-conscious doing all these things.
It's funny you say that. I was on the phone to my uncle 2 days ago, and he was talking about Instagram, and he was saying about how there's this girl. He said she was from like England. Apparently, she like uploaded a selfie a day, right? She was like a teenager, and then apparently she had like a mental breakdown in it because like she like something to do with that she couldn't take selfies anymore. Something to do with that. Like she just couldn't take selfies because she always took selfies in the mirror, and she couldn't look herself in the mirror anymore. Like she had like a mental breakdown, wouldn't come out of her room.
No, she just had like body dysmorphia or like a dysmorphia, so she thought she was like really ugly, basically.
Yeah, pretty much like her
She wasn't good enough, yeah.
Yeah, and she like was posting a selfie every day on Instagram, and then something to do with, I don't know what, I can't remember what exactly he said, but then she just couldn't look herself in the mirror. Like it was like really really bad. Like, and it was apparently he said she was a girl from England, like mid teenager years.
Probably a few people like that. Do you know what
I
I mean?
reckon there's so many. Because you see, like on Instagram, with Instagram posts, especially you find with like, a few males do it, but a majority females always post like the best pictures. They never post. It's always like the good times. Do you know what I mean? Like it's always like the best of them.
Yeah, and then they add fucking filters and
exactly.
God knows what else on it.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like you see that, and then you see them in real life. You're like, oh okay, like it's not as real as it's like as it looks.
Well, I went to a few of the fitness ones, and obviously everyone on Instagram, all the girls that they've got some like fat ass. You know what I mean? Like everyone's got like a perfect ass, but look at those fucking girls in the pictures, and everyone does the exact same like stance and angle. And there's basically a way you can make your ass look massive, even if you ain't got an ass.
Right.
Like they'll all be side on, one foot in front of the other. They'll curve their back, and like poke their ass out at the same time. And because they've curved their back, it will make them look like they've got the ass, but it's just literally like the shape of their body. And so people at these fitness expos, you'll like see them in real life and be like, fucking hell, like they're not even in that good a shape. Like if you saw them, you just think they're normal, innit? But on Instagram, you're like, Jesus, look at her fucking body.
But
you
look at like I always see it, not always see it, but I used to see it with like all like the magazines where like you have like all the Geordie Shore cast, and they've like gained bare weight, and then it's like, I slimmed down using this blah blah just to like sell their products, and it's like fuck
well,
off,
a lot of those reality stars, they'll put on like £20
just to sell their
lose
products.
it, and then they'll sell How I Did It,
a
DVD, a fitness DVD, or a nutrition program or something.
I know.
And then everyone's like, oh my god, they lost £20. Oh my god, I need to lose £20.
It's all bollocks, mate. But that little pose, you've been practicing that. The foot in front, back, bum out.
Yeah, and uploading it soon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Keep everyone posted, mate.
Yeah.
But that sounds like a bit of a bizarre weekend. You had an entertainer, and then you had went to a fashion show full of Instagram weirdos.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun, mate.
It was very fun. Let's go. Let's move on to the fights. Fight talk. Fight talk.
Right. We'll dabble.
What are we starting with?
Let's start with GSP.
Oh, fucking hell.
So he retired officially. Let's quote that. Well, he's been retired for a while, I think. Like he came back against Bisping, and now like
it's just semi-retired, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, obviously they tried to make the fight with Khabib, and apparently the UFC didn't really want it. So then now it just announced his retirement. The question I want to ask you is, a lot of people think, like Ariel and like all the people think that he's the greatest mixed martial artist of all time, based on the fact that he didn't have any kind of like asterisk next to him, like he didn't test positive for anything. He had 28 fights, won 26, lost 2. The 2 people he lost to, he avenged both them losses by finishing them. He defended the welterweight belt 9 times, and then retired on top as the champion. Came back 4 years later, went up 15 pounds and beat Michael Bisping. Left.
He never got finished other than like TKO, did he? Or KO'd.
He got submitted.
Submitted twice. That was it. Right.
No, he got submitted by Matt Hughes, and he got knocked out by Matt Serra.
I thought Matt Serra knocked him down and then choked him.
No, he knocked
Did the
him
ref
out.
stop it?
Yeah,
Oh,
TKO'd him. Yeah, yeah. Like all the main MMA journalists believe he is the greatest mixed martial artist of all time, based on them accolades. I want to say, what do you think?
I don't think that. But then again, I don't really know who I choose for it, to be honest, because everyone has a negative to them. Like, and they also have a positive to them. Like, John Jones has got the negative, obviously, with the drugs and shit. Cormier's got the negative that he's lost to John, but then again, he hasn't got any asterisks for his name either. But he's lost to John twice. GSP's negative, I think, is that his run of people that he beat weren't as good as other people's runs in terms of the names. Like, he beat good guys, but I don't think he beat like really good guys. Who was his best win? He beat all the good guys. So he beat Johnny Hendricks and Carlos Condit.
And he beat Nick.
Like,
Well, I had this.
They were really good for the time, I guess.
Well, it's interesting because I spoke to Aaron on the phone like 2 days ago, and we were talking about that. We were talking about the best welterweight, and then we were comparing GSP to Woodley, and I was like, the thing is, if Woodley goes out there and beats Usman this weekend, he could claim for the best welterweight, and I tell you why, not because of
better wins.
Yeah, because his competition is far better.
Yeah, but then again, relative to the time,
yes.
Obviously, but I still think that relative to the time, that I don't think GSP's wins were like that amazing.
But I think what made GSP great was that for someone that had no background in wrestling, was able to like beat wrestlers at their own game, whether it was like keep them on the feet or like take them down. He kind of used their own weapons, took him away from them, and then beat him. That's what he did. He was the smartest guy. Like,
yeah, that's why he's up there. And he didn't have anywhere near as many finishes as some of the other guys going for the pound for pound.
Well, he was.
I don't think he does. He doesn't do enough for me to get the pound for pound, but he's definitely, obviously, up there. But is he number one? No, I don't think so. I'd put Cormier above GSP. 100%, I'd put Cormier above GSP. Actually,
no, I wouldn't.
He's got better wins, and he's done it fighting a load of the guys has fought of fucking weigh like 50 pounds heavier than him.
I don't agree, but that's a good point though.
Why don't you agree?
Because I think with DC, like he, I think the two John losses are big. Like the thing about DC is like he with the bit like GSP, like the losses he done, like he lost to, he like came like he was able to come back from adversity from both them losses and beat them both and finish them. Whereas DC, he lost to the same guy twice.
Those losses were like way early in his career though, against guys that weren't on his level.
But then DC has never had like a run on top where he stayed consistent and defended the belt constantly. GSP did it 9 times. Like he did it regardless of like whether the competition was relative to the time or whatever. He still defended to defend the belt at that level for 9 times. Is difficult, man. Like you see, like DC couldn't even.
Well, it's not difficult if you have the right opponent. So like today, if you
probably at that time, like you think about that time, like when the
opponents
opponents
I am
came.
saying relative to the time. I just don't think those guys. I thought they were all very good guys, but they're no like if it say Carlos Condit right against GSP, that's like one of his best opponents. You're not compared to now. Like you've got to worry about guys with like massive knockout power. Or something like really crazy, like that everyone has their sort of X factor. I mean, Carlos Condit, what was he gonna do? Like, I guess he he connected with a head kick, didn't he? So GSP's run was Josh Koscheck, then he beat Matt Hughes, Matt Serra, John Fitch, BJ Penn, Thiago Alves, Dan Hardy, Josh Koscheck, Jake Shields, Carlos Condit, Nick Diaz, Johnny Hendricks, Michael Bisping. Like, everyone is good, very good, but there's not to be pound for pound number one. You need to be like, fucking hell, he beat him, and like someone that not many people beat. Like, all of these guys have lost quite a lot. Hendricks has lost loads, Diaz has lost loads, Condit's lost loads.
Yeah, but you're talking about losses after this. You're when he fought them, they were like
Sort
on the
of.
pinnacle, like they were like at their peak. Like Thiago Alves, when he fought GSP, was at his peak. Like if you go on Thiago, go on Thiago Alves for a second. So go on Thiago Alves, and then go.
I know Alves he knocked a few people out anyway.
Go down, right? So he like beat. So look at his run. Like I don't know the many guys at the start.
Oh yeah, he knocked out Kuniyosho Hironaka.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but maybe at that time you would have known.
Oh my god, I didn't realise he knocked out Tony D'Souza, Ryan, or John Alessio, or Caro Parisian. Fucking hell, yeah, GSP's number one.
See, now I think you're taking the piss. Are you taking the piss?
Oh, come on. Who the fuck are they?
I mean, I get what you mean, but I don't think he's the number one pound for pound.
Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying.
I definitely don't think he's better. I don't think
arguing
DC's
number
above
one.
him.
We'll argue number one.
Is he number one though?
I don't know who's number one, but someone is above him.
Yeah, I just think with
Anderson Silva's run was better.
I know what you mean with the opponents. Even though I think that he defended the belt and he beat everybody like pretty comfortably. Besides Hendricks, I thought Hendricks was tight. I actually thought he lost the Hendricks fight.
Yeah, he had the Hendricks one, which most people thought he lost as well.
And also, yeah, I think, and even when he came back for the middleweight belt, he fought like Bisping. And yes, Bisping's a great fighter, but the only thing about Bisping is he wasn't going to wrestle him, and he don't have knockout power.
I don't think Bisping is a great fighter, though. To be honest, his great mentality. I think for actual fighter, he's a brawler. Like he's good at what he does, but I think in terms of actual technical ability, Bisping is very low down on the chain.
He's a technical brawler, but he's a solid fighter. Yeah, because he does mix up combo. Like his combinations are decent, man. I'd call him a technical brawler if you're going to class it as something.
No, but I wouldn't say he's a great fighter though. He's had a great career.
Right, but
I wouldn't say he's a great fighter.
I would say he's between solid and great.
Yeah.
Then what would you call it then? Like you think he's just okay?
I'd say there's a load of people that have been as good as Michael Bisping, and he just happened to have that really good sort of stretch on the end of his career that put him down in like the history books.
Yeah, but it's mad, isn't it? Yesterday that I sent you that message, and it like 3 years ago went to see Bisping and Anderson.
Yeah.
That was fucking nuts. But I think but GSP like came back at middleweight for because he wasn't going to face someone like Rockhold. He wasn't going to face someone like Whitaker. Bisping was just perfect because Bisping weren't going to take him down, and he doesn't have knockout power, so it kind of like favoured him in that regard.
Yeah.
But in terms of greatest of all time, I don't think he is. But in terms of how he left his career on top, there's definitely the biggest argument for it to be him the greatest of all time. In my personal opinion, I don't think he is. But there's definitely like a massive argument for him.
I don't know who it is. He's in the conversation though. What's the next one? What's the next bit of news?
So Stefan Struve retired on the weekend. Did you hear about
this?
On Saturday.
Yeah, I saw it,
A skyscraper.
I saw it.
7 foot.
Well, he's got his heart's fucked. It's been fucked for ages.
Yeah, I don't even get what's wrong with
It's like it's a really irregular like heart rhythm. Like he'll his heartbeat isn't just boom, boom.
Yeah,
boom.
it's like boom,
It's
boom,
like
boom.
boom. You know what I mean?
So you've heard of his ECG, yeah?
Yeah, he got fucking sparked. Like he nearly got knocked out as well.
But he won though, didn't he?
Yeah, he got absolutely
Submitted him.
Literally, the fucking first. The referee said fight. They went at each other, and the guy just went overhand right, bosh, and just absolutely twatted Struve, and he went up against the cage. But Struve managed to survive it, and then he got him down, choked him out.
What do you think of him retiring? Like, are you not asked? Like, what's your?
It's probably a good decision because
he's took us a big knockouts.
Well,
he's not. Man.
He wasn't going to get anywhere.
So he's just known as just like someone that like actually had really great fights. but never used his reach, did he? Really?
No, and his chin weren't great. Literally, whenever he got proper smacked on the chin, he would get rocked. Like he couldn't take a shot as well as the other heavyweights.
He was very good in the guard as well. Like
Yeah, it was good. Like his submission win last weekend was actually really good.
well, you thought the other guy was going to win. I remember we done the it was De Lima, wasn't it? Or like was it?
Oh yeah. Well, it happened how I thought. Like they just went at each other. The first punch De Lima threw, he just cracked him bare hard, but Struve managed to survive it.
Oh, that's insane. Well, good for Struve. If he's gone out, probably a good time to go out of the game.
7 foot tall.
Skyscraper, legend. So obviously they made the interim lightweight belt, Holloway versus Poirier. They offered it to Tony at first, for Tony to face Holloway, but Tony turned it down, and now they're doing Holloway and Poirier.
I like it.
I like it too.
Very.
I don't know what the direction they're going in.
I think they'll both take quite a bit of punishment in that fight. They're both very technical. They can both take a good shot. It'll probably stay on the feet. Poirier's always got the option to mix it up a bit more than Holloway, but I'd place my bets on Holloway just edging him out ever so slowly as the rounds go on. Is that 5 rounds?
It's interim belt, isn't it?
Yeah, 5 rounds. If it was 3 rounds, it'd be I'd be like 55% Holloway, but 5-round fight, I'd say it's like 70-30. I think Holloway will take it.
It's a great fight. I think it's definitely the right fight to make. I just don't know the direction the UFC are going with this interim. Like I don't know what they're doing. Like what are they doing with Tony? Like I don't know what's going on. Like it's a bit still hazy. Like even since McGregor won it, like almost over 2.5 years ago, there's still like kind of clouds. Like even with like the whole obviously with the Khabib thing and stuff.
I think even if they did Khabib Tony, and then that interim winner then fights the winner, I don't think Holloway or Poirier would be that annoyed if they just got guaranteed they could fight the winner of.
But I feel like the UFC don't work like that. Like I was saying to you earlier that because there's so many UFC events now, they're looking for fighters that will turn over and fight when they want them to fight. So it's like when Colby got missed out. So Colby won the interim. He was supposed to fight in September, but turned it down because, I don't know, he had an injury or something. So they put Till in. And then after that, Colby was like, I'm next kind of thing. And then they passed him up for Usman. So it's kind of one of them things where the interim belt means fuck all.
Khabib's banned, so Ferguson can't fight Khabib.
No, but I'm saying, like, when it comes to that, whenever Khabib can fight, are they going to give it to the interim champion? Because that's what I'm saying. Like, because Tony didn't accept it, are they just going to be like, no, you're passed up, and we're going to give it to the winner of Holloway Poirier because they stepped up?
Yeah, you don't know. They might have had a conversation with Tony and said you still got the next shot, and that's why he didn't take it. Like, you just got. No one knows. You know what I mean?
But then, if they know Tony's going to fight Khabib, why are they making an interim belt?
Just for the win, because that's just marketing, isn't it?
It's
that's just for the say a belt's on the line for a big card.
But the fight's great. I love the fight. Holloway Poirier is like style wise, it's amazing. Like
they both got very good on their feet at both getting out of the way, like slipping the punches, but they really good
combinations.
Sharp combinations.
The thing about it is they're very high level like boxers, but very different styles. Like it's weird. Like I feel like, and the best thing about I think will make Holloway more dangerous is that he can switch. That would be the key. I think if Holloway was to pull it off, is switching, give him different looks. He's so good at that, Holloway. It'd be good as well because they already fought as well.
But it's 155, so you never know. Like the only problem with Holloway at 155 is he does not. Unless he suddenly gets more power, but his power is one thing I'd say that's like not there. Like say against Ortega, like Ortega took so much punishment, but the amount of punches he took, like he should be knocking someone out.
Right.
A lot of fighters, if they hit someone 200 times, they're going down. You know what I mean? Whereas Holloway's more of that onslaught, and I think that the more you go up the divisions, the less you can be that person that is like an onslaught, and you've got to have that power to know that your opponent thinks, fuck, he can rock me and knock me out at any moment.
Yeah, so you're talking about the power ratio to the weight.
The ratio of the power, yeah. Like Poirier, I think he came up from 145, but I think he
but he's had
still have some decent power.
But the thing is, the thing that I think about, but he's had so many fights at 155. This is Holloway's first fight at 155, so it makes it interesting. Because Poirier is now accustomed to 155, he's more comfortable at that weight. So it'd be interesting to see how Holloway deals with that, like with the 10 extra pounds, like that you brought up. So that's a good fight. I'm looking forward to it. So I wasn't going to bring this up, but there was a jiu-jitsu tournament the other week, and there was this guy. His name's Herb Santos. I don't know if you saw it, but started this massive brawl inside the in like you have the jiu-jitsu, like you have the mats, and then you have like the stage that goes down. So you have the mats, and then it slopes down, right? And then he started running at this guy in the crowd, and there was like a massive brawl in it. You have to type it in. I don't know. We'll probably see it after, but like Herb Santos, his name is. He initiated like a massive brawl in the crowd. So Herb, E-R. There it is, but Herb Santos. Go Santos, first one, and then it should come up with a brawl.
Be this one, it?
Yeah.
Or
just get like the.
Be this. Which one is he?
He's the one in blue.
Alright. Did he just get tapped out?
Yeah, he apparently like loses so like a lot, and then he just whines about it. Look.
Fucking Khabib.
Do you know what? Jiu-Jitsu will probably get ratings now, isn't it?
Yeah. The jiu-jitsu guys are suddenly like, oh fuck, I've got to punch him.
Yeah, all I heard about this guy is that he loses a lot and he whines about it so much. But I don't know what initiated that. I think if you saw before, he was pointing at some guy in the crowd and fuck knows. But I wanted to bring that up just to show y'all. Next one, my darling Mackenzie Dern's pregnant with my kid, innit?
Good. I don't like her. Don't want to see her fight anytime soon. Although
chill out, mate.
She had a good win in her last one, didn't she? No, remember she did that fat overhand right on someone? She landed some bomb over fucking...
Oh, Amanda Cooper.
That was her last fight, right?
Yeah, that was like a year ago, wasn't
it? Yeah, she hasn't lost in UFC yet, has she? Mackenzie Dern?
She's still undefeated.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she's pregnant with my kid, so... Sorry, Mum.
She's so overrated. I remember when you first said she came to UFC and you were like, shoes. Absolutely, mate. You said she was like the fucking better than Paige Van Zandt and shit.
I didn't say on the fucking feet. I meant on the fucking ground.
No. Looks wise.
Oh yeah, she is.
Oh mate.
Yeah, she is.
Mate, she looks like Paige Van Zandt's toe.
Absolute diamond.
Yeah.
She's great.
No,
but she's pregnant. It's a sad time, you know.
Mate, her baby's gonna look like shit.
Her baby's gonna be beautiful. She like I don't know.
Be good at jiu-jitsu though.
Fucking full guard that shit. So
she could probably have a bag of squeeze. I reckon jiu-jitsu people like when they're pushing out a baby, they're like the baby just like fucking goes like, flying out because their fucking like strength like inwards is fucking mad.
Do you reckon when do you reckon when they're like got their legs open and they're just about to squeeze, like they're so used to being on their back that they're just like
or the baby comes out and they fucking like choke it out straight away like
apparently when the baby comes out it's gonna have a black belt.
Baby comes out and Mackenzie gets it in a fucking armbar.
She's like, you gotta start young. So I don't know if you watched the Bellator the weekend just gone. James Gallagher won by rear naked choke in the first round. All of them except for one guy out of the SBG, as we like to say, the McGregor gang.
Yeah.
But pretty much like
I watched the highlights.
But there was like, have you seen the go on this video? 1 second.
It didn't look very exciting, that card.
It didn't, like, the names weren't like they stood out, but you need to see this video, right?
Tell the viewers.
It's the Bellator, this Peter Queeley, so an Irish fighter out of one of McGregor's training partners, came out to Zombie. I've never actually heard the song before, to be honest. Like, but they played this song, and then wait, get
the walkouts in Bellator are so mad.
Wait.
I like this song, yeah.
And then like when the ring announcer was announcing the names, they were just speaking over him.
Where was this?
Dublin.
Is this Dublin, is it?
Yeah, they had all like the SPG fighters fight there.
I'm not a fan of Dublin. Did he win?
No, he lost by split. That's it, right? Like, but listen, watch. Listen to like the guy like announcing it. Right. He tries to like announce the fighters, and they're just like singing
really?
over him.
Who is it? Who's the announcer?
I don't know. The song ain't even playing.
Irish are mad. Yeah, I went to Dublin. No, I didn't. It's too expensive there. Fuck me.
And then I'll just go through this quickly. So Thiago Santos on the weekend in Prague knocked out
that was a good
Jan
knockout.
Blachowicz.
That was a good knockout. Yeah.
It was a good knockout.
He's up there, isn't he? He's like he's probably next in line after.
And he beat Anthony Smith as well, middleweight, didn't he?
Yeah.
So
to be fair, if I was Santos, I'd be fucking staying around 205 just in case. Anthony Smith's not going to miss weight because he's not big.
Well,
but if Smith gets injured, I reckon he could be like hop in there. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I was when I looked that up, Luke Rockhold called Santos out for the fight, and I was like, oh, I don't know. Like,
Rockhold, you got too much faith in your chinny chin, boy.
I tell you what, like,
I'd back Santos in that. To be fair, Rockhold, because Santos like. Just like that combination that he just knocked someone out of at the weekend, Blachowicz, like he's got a lot of power. He chinned Manoa the other last month as well.
Well, we watched it. Do you remember that?
He's literally fought like every week for like fought so much.
Well, the Manoa fight was December.
Eric Anders he fought not that long ago, and that was like 4 fights ago.
Well, let's get up his thing. Hold on. So he fought. So Santos fought. So he fought Blachowicz on Saturday, and so he had a fight February, December, September, August. So really, in a calendar year, he's had 6 fights, like just over 6 fights. So he beat Anthony Smith about over a year ago, like TKO'd him, then lost to David Branch by knockout, and then he beat Kevin Holland, beat Eric Anders, Manoa, and Blachowicz.
He won 8 of his last 9.
It's not bad. He definitely should be hanging around that division. Good, that's decent.
Yeah.
So did you watch any of the boxing?
Yeah. That's what I was gonna. Oh, that you got it down there. That's what I was gonna. That was my thing that I said that I didn't think you'd write down.
Oh no, mate, I can't.
Did you watch it?
Fully prepared.
I watched it live because I like Eubank. I like Eubank Jr. I like his style.
I didn't watch it live. I saw highlights. I saw the fact that. Apparently, De Gale tried like clinching him like majority of the fight, and then Eubank was getting. I see the takedown thing Eubank did.
Yeah,
he got a point taken away for that, didn't he?
Yeah, but he was way ahead in the fight.
Really? Was it that like one? I didn't see like.
He won basically every round.
Wow. So did he look good? Like, was it a good?
Yeah, because Eubank's just a cunt, right? Like. Everyone hates Eubank Jr. and everyone kind of hates his dad, but his dad's at least like really funny, isn't he? Like the really posh guy. And his dad used to be an insane fighter.
Legend, his dad.
Yeah. He was fucking quality.
Plus his personality is just hilarious.
Yeah, like. Eubank Jr. is really fucking good. Like he's super talented, but he's never had a coach. So this was his first fight with a coach.
But when we watched the Groves fight, it was like he had a plan A. But he had no plan B, C, D.
Yeah. Well, he first lost to Billy Joe Saunders in a split decision when they were both like young. That was 2014. That was so. That was a while ago. And then he went on a streak and he was knocking people out. He got that the domestic battle. He put that guy in hospital, didn't he? That had to end up quitting boxing because. He gave him a brain tumour. He was in he concussed him for like a month or 2 months.
Yes,
do you remember that? Right, yeah. He literally beat the shit out of him. His dad, when he went back to the corner in like the 8th round, and his dad said, "Go to the body."
Yeah.
Like I've always thought Eubank Jr. was like really good, but everyone just hates him. And then when people hate someone, they always say they're shit. And basically, the Groves fight, the fight before this one, it gave people an excuse to say he was shit because Eubank fought really terribly, didn't he? Like Eubank pretty much didn't box the entire fight, and he just thought, "Fuck it, I'm gonna brawl him for 12 rounds because I've got better cardio." And Groves kind of embarrassed him by just sticking to like the basics with a jab.
Yeah, jab, like, and then move, stick a move.
But that's not how Eubank fight. Like Eubank's way better than that. And so I was looking forward to this fight because De Gale is obviously ex-world champion. Like he's good. De Gale's a bit like, he has a weird style, a bit awkward. Like he's not a traditional boxer. But Eubank, you should watch like the whole fight because Eubank's really weird. He kind of fights. And his stance and everything is like a Muay Thai fighter. He's very Muay Thai like, you know, like Aldo. Like, hands quite high. And then he looks like he's going to throw a fucking leg kick or something. Like, his whole, like, demeanour isn't very boxing. It's very Muay Thai like.
Well, I think if you have the hands there, you can get very, like... So say he's an orthodox. If you have the hands high, you can get a lot of power, like... If you get it high and you swing it back,
well, Eubank swings.
Oh mate, he swings to the fence.
That's the only problem. Eubank did so well. I thought he fought really well. And De Gale, people were saying De Gale was crap, blah blah blah. But he was actually De Gale was fine. I just thought Eubank was really good. The only problem with Eubank is Eubank's cardio is probably it might even be the best in boxing. Like his work, he can go at you for 12 rounds and basically not gas at all. But when Eubank wants to hurt you, he will sometimes lunge in so bad and swing, and he doesn't know when to stop, so it will look like so clumsy. Like he'll run at you, like swinging his arms, like really amateur. But other than that, and that's very, very rare. But when he doesn't do that and he sticks to their fundamentals, like he can fucking compete with anyone. I think. I really do.
What was the rounds like? What would you give the rounds? Like, what was it like? 8-4. Like...
I think like the unofficial scorecard, and it was basically my scorecard was 11 rounds to 1.
Wow.
But with the point deduction, then 10 rounds to 2.
Okay.
The judges, one judge had it 9 rounds to 3, and then the other two had it 7-5, I think. Like way closer than it actually was. But obviously had the point deduction in there. And boxing judges are just terrible. So
yeah.
But yeah, he won easily. But it's good because that'll kick his career on. I think he'd get some really good fights after that.
Yeah, I'll give that a watch on the weekend. And then the other boxing fight I want to talk about is that Joe Joyce versus Stefan.
Oh my god.
So Joe Joyce is like, I think he's at 7-0, 8-0, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's David Hayes' guy, right?
Is he with David Hay?
I believe he's with David Hay. Because I remember David Hay trying to get him to fight Chisora. I remember a video, but knocked him out, didn't he? In like the 6th, 7th round.
Well, Joe Joyce is meant to be like our next prodigy.
Yeah, I've seen like...
But did you watch that whole fight?
I didn't watch the whole fight.
Oh, you need to watch it. You need to watch the whole fight.
Okay,
why? What do you think?
So I just see him knock him out. That's about it.
Oh no, Joe Joyce is fucking terrible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. Like he.
Yeah, but to fight...
he was so comfortable in that fight, right? But honestly, like, not to be harsh, but Steven's, at least now, he's complete dog shit. Like he's pretty much a punching bag. Like Steven's like really bad, and he's usually quite out of shape, but he came into this fight like 20 pounds heavier than he fucking normally is. Like, did you see when Wilder fought Steven?
Yeah.
In like the second one, and Steven literally was a punch. Like he just stood there.
Yeah, just stood there. Didn't he?
Yeah. Like it wasn't that bad in this one, but like he caught Joe Joyce with a few shots early on, but his gas tank is fucking dreadful. So Joe Joyce's gas tank is really fucking good. And his combinations are like insane. Like for a heavyweight, he puts fucking like so many punches together. It's crazy. But his power and his speed was like really bad.
Really?
Oh yeah. Like,
but you got to think as well. He's only had like 8 fights at professional.
Yeah. But something like that, like his power and his speed, that's not just gonna fucking change. Like he can improve on it a bit. But that is just not there. Like because obviously I'm comparing him to say Joshua, Wilder, Fury.
Right.
Like he's not even like he won't be at that level. You can just tell he's just not gifted enough.
Right.
even say like Chisora or Dillian White, they fucking knock him out. It definitely. So yeah.
Fair enough. Well, I have to give that a watch as well. The boxer I didn't have a chance to catch up on. So yeah, we'll go to the card this weekend. Do you want to get it up?
Oh yeah, shit.
The UFC.
Wait, what happened with it?
UFC 235. So let's start from the bottom. So go on the wiki.
Yeah.
And so right, we'll start with.
Well, we'll go over the first ones, but we'll go over them quick, obviously.
Go on then.
So first fight of the preliminary card is Diego Sanchez, Mickey Gall.
I got Mickey Gall. I don't know if it's by. You could actually, I could see him like TKO in him.
Yeah. So if anyone doesn't know, Mickey Gall's the hardest puncher in the UFC, best striker in the UFC as well. That's funny when he said that.
Yeah, he's the one that beat CM Punk on CM Punk's debut.
Well, he first choked out, and then he choked out Sage Northcutt, didn't he?
That's right, yeah. So I'll go with Diego Sanchez, a legend, but he's been too many like wars, like dog fights, like so. I'll give it to Mickey Gall.
Mickey Gall submission round 2.
I'll go Mickey Gall just win by. I'll go round 1. I'll go round 1 for that one.
What submission?
I'm gonna go TKO. I'll go TKO.
TKO?
I'm gonna go TKO for Mickey Gall.
All right, next fight is...
And because he's been training with Joe Schilling as well, I'm gonna see if his striking's improved.
He's already the best striker in the UFC.
Yeah, exactly.
Next fight, Cody Stamen, Alejandro Perez.
I'm not familiar with Alejandro Perez, so I'll go with Cody Stamen.
Okay, Cody
solid all-round fighter, good grappling, good wrestling.
He'll be like strikes. A solid fighter for probably the next 8 years or something. Like I reckon he'll be like
good longevity.
He'll be top 15. Cody Stamen.
He'll be one of them people that has longevity in his career.
Next fight is a good fight. Misha Serkinov, and stepping in is Johnny Walker on late notice
after OSP pulled out. Johnny Walker's got a good hype around him. He does. Yeah. Very charismatic, very like flamboyant. And he used to be like a stripper apparently, didn't he? Yeah. Like, he used to be like a male stripper.
Misha Serkinov though is like my guy since the first fight he had in the UFC.
I swear every time I've watched him, he's lost though.
Yeah, when I saw his first fight in the UFC, and I was like, oh my god! And I literally said he's going to beat John Jones and he's going to be the next champ. And then
he's on the prelims.
And then he did alright, and then he fought fucking what's his name? No time.
Ozdemir.
Then he fought Ozdemir, and he rocked Ozdemir, and then ran at him, and then Ozdemir like barely touched him.
He touched him like the ear. Do you
he
remember
touched him on the ear,
that?
like he punched his ear, and Serkinov just got knocked out. And then the same thing happened with fucking the next fight. Glover Teixeira got him on the chin, and it was a punch I wouldn't think, and it just
no, it wasn't that. Glover, I think Serkinov went for a takedown.
Serkinov was beating the shit out of him.
No, he wasn't beating the shit. I remember when
he was.
But he didn't get taken. He didn't get hit. But he went for a takedown, and then Glover kind of like stuffed it, and then he TKO'd him with like on top.
Yeah.
Like with like on mount.
But he was beating Ozdemir. He was beating, and Glover he was beating, and then they just both fucking caught him basically. And then he won his last fight against Patrick Cummins. But Serkinov is an absolute like beast. Like that fight against Nikita Krylov, and Krylov's really
good, yeah.
And he
battered him, didn't he?
Yeah, he battered him. He's fucking quality, you know.
I've got Johnny Walker.
Really?
I've got Johnny. I feel like, especially when you saw his like something about like his style. Like I remember, do you remember the first fight in the UFC, and he got the guy in a Muay Thai clinch, like fingers interlock and just knees, elbow. So I think he'll finish him. I think
if it's on the feet, he'll finish him. But I back Serkinov to take him down, check him out. Got Serkinov submission round 2.
Walker's very versatile on the feet, so I'll go with Walker. I'll go finish. You know what? I'll do first. I'll go for the first round.
Next fight, Jeremy Stephens, Zabit.
Anyone watching this card, this is the fight to watch. Jeremy Stephens versus Zabit.
This has got to be fighter than I, hasn't it?
Well, I listened to an interview of Jeremy Stephens this week. Did you hear, like, he was saying after his Aldo loss, apparently he had this really bad mental, like, he was really depressed where he wanted to leave his wife, leave his kids, change his car, like, change his whole life, innit? Like, he really went to a depression. Like, he was talking about it on air, he was saying about like in his childhood, like he moved like from 14 different high schools, like lived on the streets at some point, like, and it just came back to him, and he was falling into these patterns where like he was like at the top, but then would slip, and it keeps happening, and then he just had like a really bad
because
breakdown.
if he beat Aldo, he'd have been up for a title shot, at least one fight away, at least, maybe even got one.
No, he probably would have got the shot if he beat Aldo, I reckon. Especially because of the streak he was on. He beat Korean Superboy.
Yeah, Dooho Choi.
And then he beat Emmett. And then he was just on
that
a 10.
Emmett hasn't fought.
He actually got a fight, and I'll break that in a minute.
Hey, what do you reckon in this fight then?
I've got Jeremy Stevens.
I'm not surprised.
I've got Jeremy Stevens by. I think he'll knock him out. I think TKO. I'll go third.
Well, I think if Jeremy Stevens wins, I think he'll have to knock him out.
You don't think decision, no?
No, I think if it goes to decision, Zabit would have played with him a bit.
Well, I think if Zabit's going to put the pace he puts on it normally,
it's just that it's more that it's the cardio of Zabit. I don't back it. Like
That's what I mean. Jeremy Stevens has decent cardio as well. Like I like Jeremy Stevens.
I do. I've got Zabit, but I'm going to look at the odds because if Jeremy Stevens is near 2-1, if Jeremy Stevens is 2-1 or better, then I'll definitely be putting a bet on. And I reckon he might be. What do you reckon? Do you reckon it's close? So Jeremy Stevens is 2-1. Yeah.
Ooh, I'm not a betting man, but I might put a bet on Jeremy Stevens.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Not bad. This will be very interesting for Zabit. I think this will tell a lot about Zabit this fight because this is his first real fight, in my opinion. Like he hasn't actually fought anyone yet.
Who did he fight last? No, he hasn't fought anyone.
He just fought He fought the interesting.
His photos.
He fought Kyle Bochniak.
I fought Brandon Davis.
And then Brandon Davis.
Okay. So they're solid guys, but they're not like the top 10.
He hasn't fought anyone.
No, they're solid. They're okay.
They're not.
They're
By anyone, fighters. I mean ranked.
Right. Okay, that's better.
They're not even close to being ranked.
No, Brandon Davis was ranked. Yeah, he was. He was definitely like 15 or 14, something like that. But yeah, this is his first test against a top 10 guy. And Jeremy Stevens will bring it to him as well.
This is a big step up. So yeah, 2-1's not bad. So next fight is.
So who you got? Zabit.
Wait, I got Zabit. Zabit. I feel like there's going to be loads of submissions actually. I got Zabit submission round 2.
No, I don't.
I've had submission round 2.
Jeremy Stevens has really good submission defense.
Zabit's fucking mad on the ground.
We'll see in it. I got Jeremy Stevens by
round 3 TKO.
Round 3 TKO.
That's my second option. Next fight, first fight in the main card, Cody Garbrandt, Pedro Munoz.
So Cody Garbrandt coming back after them 2 big losses to TJ for the belt. So how do you see this going? I'll ask you first.
I think Munoz is solid, good on the ground, decent standing up, well-rounded fighter, top 10 fighter, but Cody's going to have too much for him. Cody round one TKO.
It'd be interesting. My take on this is how is Cody bouncing back from these 2 big high-profile losses?
I think it's a very good fight for him just to get another win on the board.
Well, it isn't like that top 5 guy. It isn't like a Marias. It isn't a Sunsao. It isn't one of them top 5 guys. Pedro Munoz, I think, is just outside of that top 5.
I don't see how Pedro. He's about 5 now, I think. Well, probably more like 6 or 7.
Okay, so he beat Brian Caraway in the first round last fight.
I tell you what, Pedro Munoz has got. The only way that he'll win this fight is he's got a really fucking good guillotine. He's got really good guillotine. I remember Justin Scoggins was beating the shit out of him. Guillotine. He'd had a guillotine before that. He submission guillotine choked Rob Font. He's got a really good guillotine. He's done it for a lot. Look at all these submissions.
Well, I think if Cody's on and he doesn't kind of like get too emotional in this fight.
I don't think he will in this fight.
Yeah, I think it's good because there's no with TJ. There's a lot of build up and there was a lot of outside stuff besides the fight. With this one, Cody's coming into this fight. It's weird because Cody normally comes in vicious, angry.
Yeah.
This one, he's coming in all smiling and enjoying life.
The fights before TJ, he pretty much TK'd everyone in the first round, and it was really relaxed, just mad power. And he just clipped you super early. And I think the same will be here.
I like Pedro Munoz. I love it. I'm a fan of his grappling techniques, but I think Cody will be able to stuff any kind of takedown or any kind of exchange grappling wise. Because Cody's even though Cody keeps it on the feet, very good, like in the grappling transitions, man. Like
Yeah, like Dominic Cruz took him down. Cody got
then
up
Cody
straight away.
flipped
like,
up,
basically, and no, that's only time really I've actually seen Cody go down. But you could just tell, you can tell when someone's just really fucking
like
good
as
at
when
getting up.
Dominic went to take him down, Cody done that thing where you grab like behind the bum and then you flipped him over. Like it was amazing.
Well, he trains with all the fucking like Uriah Faber and that. They're all good. They're all good in the ground.
Yeah, it's a wrestling camp, isn't it? Really. So
Cody's gonna. I think Cody's gonna be absolutely fine.
I'll go Cody. If you say first, you know what? I'll go first as well. I'll go first.
TKO.
Yeah.
Next.
Tisha Torres, strawweight fight between Willie Zhang. Obviously, Sean don't
Willie Zhang.
Willie Zhangin.
Willie Zhang.
Willie Zhangin. I've only seen Willie Zhangin. Like
I've got Willie Zhangin winning for sure.
I will go. You know what? I'll go for Willie's hanging.
I've never seen Willie Zhangin fight, but I've got a.
She choked out, but she ain't even got a fucking wiki, has she?
She hasn't got a wiki.
That's a bit disappointing. But I remember she submitted the last girl, I believe. From what I remember, she has good skills. It's why they're like.
She's not getting Tisha Torres down.
Tisha Torres is
beast.
Oh, mate. She's an animal, mate.
You're not taking her down.
I'll go. You know what? I'll go. If it's not Willie, I'll go Willie Zhang just because of the name. The name's quite funny.
Next fight, third fight on the card.
Who are you going with first? You going with Willie Zhangin or you going with
Tisha? Can give a shit.
I'll go Willie Zhangin by decision.
No, right, so I got Tisha to be fair. Next fight is Robbie Lawler, Ben Askren.
So Ben Askren, big talk, his first UFC fight. I think he's
worst fashion sense in UFC history.
Oh, he's got great fashion sense. I love it. It's great.
Oh yeah, his name's Funky.
Ben Askren, isn't it? Probably one of the best wrestlers on the planet at the moment. Like
yeah, I watched a few YouTube videos on his his like college days.
Ridiculous.
It's very similar to what he does in MMA. It's really weird. Like he doesn't look like he should be good.
No, what it is, it's because his wrestling is so high level, it makes up for the deficit of his striking.
No. But even when I watched his college wrestling,
right,
it always. I mean, he won basically all his fights, but
it
always seemed as if the other guy was better.
No,
in the fights, in the ones that I saw, but he was just so clever in how he was dealing with him, and he was super laid back, so it didn't look like he was gonna be good, but then he'd always just catch them in something.
Yeah, but that kind of reflects how he is as a person, doesn't it? Like he's very like kind of quick-witted and very.
But he just seems to have some weird strength. Like he doesn't seem to be doing much when he's doing these transitions and everything and trying to take people down. But it just seems to happen.
Well, I think his IQ in terms of like combat and wrestling is just so up there. It's a joke. Like I watched a video, I think a couple of days ago. He got like a pumpkin. Have you seen this? He got a pumpkin, right? And with his forearm squeezed in half, innit? It was a joke. So you think of that grip when he gets a hold of people.
Yeah.
It's just a joke.
I've got Ben.
I've got Ben as well. I've got him decision. I do think though, I think if Robbie can stuff, like even if Ben goes for if Ben goes in for one sloppy takedown and Robbie clips in, I think it'll be bad, like for Ben. It's the worst fight for Ben, I think, in the division. One of the worst fights in the division. Because if Robbie... The only thing about... The reason why I don't pick Robbie is because... You see when he fought Rory, and his takedown defense was sublime. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, it was the best takedown defense I've ever seen.
Sublime, by the way, not sublime.
Thank you for correcting me, my friend.
That's right.
But then you see him get taken down by, like, Cowboy. Like, his wrestling, like... Or maybe he wasn't expecting to get taken. I don't know, but if he comes in with the same takedown defense he did against Rory,
but everyone always goes on right. Like I think Robbie Lawler's very good, but people always say he's like really heavy hitter, like one punch kind of KO. Like I don't think that at all.
I think he has a lot of power.
He's got some power, but when the fuck has he ever like just like one punch knock someone down?
He did earlier in his career. He's more of like volume with his power now. So it's like if you had a gauge and you had like power and volume.
But that doesn't work against a wrestler like that.
Right. So what I'm saying is like, as he was younger, it was like power, volume bottom, power up, and then as the years have gone on, it's kind of met slowly, not in the middle, but slowly like that. So where the volume's like increased, but the power's decreased a little bit. So where he's not knocking people out, he's getting these decisions like the Condit fight, he's getting the Cowboy fight. Do you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like, I just think I think if Ben goes in for a sloppy takedown and Robbie clips him, he could definitely hurt him. But I think.
But then what? But then if he hurts him, Ben's just going to stay on the ground. Is Robbie going to go to the ground? That's the problem with these fights.
If Ben grabs one leg, I think it's kind of done.
That's the problem with a fight like this. I think, right, if Robbie catches him, yeah. But then I think, wait, if he catches him, unless Ben is very stunned and Robbie can land some punches from top, he's not going to go down to the ground with him. And therefore, he's got to knock him out, like a straight KO, and that's just not going to happen. Like, I think Ben's got it in the bag, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to Ben finally fighting the UFC. Like, it's a bit long overdue, but a good fight. I love it.
Do you know what? I think every single prediction I've done has been second round submission, and I'm going to say the same thing.
Are you going to go for a submission?
I think Ben's going to get him in a crucifix and submit him.
I got third round. I got decision.
He likes an old crucifix, Ben. All right, next fight is... What you got? Ben's
I got Ben by decision, yeah.
Next fight's co-main event. Tyron Woodley, Kamaru Usman.
Usman!
You just wake the girl up next door for sure. I've got...
Well, do you want to go through the fight first before you make a prediction?
Yeah, I've got Tyron's going to be up against the fence again, guaranteed.
See, to me, this could either be a good fight where it's like kind of like a little bit like they exchange, but it's going to be very strategic. I think it could be boring at times, like a lot of the time.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be great.
So I think if Woodley stays on the fence,
Woodley's 100% up against the fence.
He always does.
Yeah,
but it's like. It's part of it's part of the way he fights because he knows that like people ain't gonna try and if someone tries to attempt takedown he can defend it, and if someone goes to striking he just whack him with right hand.
Yeah, basically what this fight's gonna be. I watched Usman again against Dos Anjos the other day. This fight's gonna be Woodley on the fence, Usman pushing forward. Usman's gonna be more conservative than he usually is because he usually is very brash and he just will engage with you on the fence without really thinking much about it. Obviously with Woodley you've got to pick your opportunities to go and clinch him on the fence, otherwise you end up like Darren Till. And so basically, the only question with this fight is, can Usman keep clinching him up against the fence without getting clipped on the way in, which over 5 rounds is a tough task. And then, can Usman get him down when he does clinch him against the fence? Because I think Usman's going to have Woodley against the fence in this fight, and he's going to be then looking to get a takedown. But I think first round, I'd be very surprised if we could take him down. It's just the question to me is just can Woodley last 5 rounds cardio wise, continuously stuffing the takedowns? Because otherwise, then Usman can nick a decision. But I'm going to say that Usman clinches him a few times up against the fence. I reckon he might take Woodley down like once briefly. But then I think Tyron is going to connect with him at some point during the 3rd round when Usman's trying to make his way in. And he'll finish him.
So you got Woodley finish. 3rd round.
3rd round. Do you know what? I'm changing it. I'm backing Usman to not get clipped and win a decision. 5 rounds.
Interesting. I think if Usman is going to win, it will be by outworking him. It will be kind of like a Rory, where like, because it's funny because Woodley's beaten all these specialists. So he's beaten like, Wonder Boy, striker, Damian Maia, grappler. He's beaten Till, who's a really great striker. But the thing about it is, I feel like Woodley kind of does struggle with these well-rounded fighters, like Rory. Like, Rory he struggled with, like, because Rory was able to just keep him on the fence, but, like, pick him apart bit by bit.
I don't know, Usman couldn't do that, though.
Usman's nowhere near as technical as Rory, so he has to kind of be a bit more cautious in that regard. I think if Usman's going to win, he's going to have to mix it up to the absolute best he can do it.
I don't think he's gonna really exchange with him that much. I think he's.
That's
gonna
why I think it'll be
continuously
boring at
cleanse.
fights.
This fight. The only reason this fight won't be boring is if Woodley catches him like he did with Till, and then pounces on him. Because up until then, I just think it's going to be Usman trying to clinch Woodley against the fence, and it will be. I reckon it will just be a stalemate, pretty much for nearly the whole fight.
But I think obviously Usman will be on the front foot. It's just whether he goes in there with a great plan to break Woodley down. Whether it's clinch, I think you're gonna have to get Woodley on the. But I think it's hard to get Woodley to stay on the fence. Woodley's got such a great fight IQ. I just don't know what. I don't know what, because Usman. The only area I think Usman's better than Woodley in is just the pace.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way. I don't think he's a better striker. I think Woodley's a better striker. He's a better grappler. I think he's a better fight IQ. I just think if Usman's going to win, he's going to have to outwork him.
What's pace? Because think about Woodley's last 4 fights, right? Woodley's last 4 fights, he's fought Wonderboy twice, he's fought Maya, and he's fought Till. And in every single one of those fights, Woodley's up against the fence, and basically the fight was a stalemate, and it was super slow pace every single time. So Woodley's looked good in all those fights.
Well, to be fair, against Till he didn't. Till was kind of a bit more fast paced, wasn't it?
Till didn't fucking throw a strike.
Okay. Oh, you're talking about, but I'm talking about Woodley. He went at Till straight away, really.
Yeah.
But I know the point you're going at.
No one has put it on Woodley and then seen how he deal with a high pace. So this is a different challenge.
Yeah.
Woodley.
I will go.
I
think if Usman's going to win, like you said, it'll be by decision. But I think Woodley, will clip him at some point. So I'm going to go for a second round TKO.
What are the odds saying on this fight?
I'm going to go for a second round TKO.
Let me get my internet back.
You're in this fucking...
Second round, yeah. It's definitely a strong possibility. Let's see. I mean, Woodley's obviously favourite, but probably slight. So Usman is 6-4. Woodley is 1-2, basically. So Woodley's decent favourite. Interesting.
So TKO.
That's not bad. Woodley by TKO KO is over 2-1.
That's not bad. There's some nice little bets this week.
Well, if Woodley's going to win, it's going to be by that.
Yeah, because I don't think. I think if it goes to a decision, I feel like Usman will get it.
That's a really good bet, actually.
What's that?
9-4 for a Woodley TKO KO. I like that.
Total. Yeah, that's good. Odds.
Yeah. So what you got?
I got Woodley TKO second round. But I think if Usman wins, it'll be by 5 rounds decision.
I got Usman decision. And then final fight is the main event. You got John Jones defending his light heavyweight belt against Anthony Smith.
What kind of fucking accent was that? That was like a fucking... I
can do accents,
proper
mate.
Cockney. Oh yeah, sure.
I can. Mate, I can do fucking accents, alright? Trust me. I can do a fucking Australian if I want to. Yeah, you got Anthony Smith on this one, fighting John Jones.
Stop it, cunt.
I'm going to get the whole podcast like this now, mate.
Fuck, okay. Yeah, John Jones, Anthony Smith. John Jones, he had the fight against Gustafsson, won the belt back. He's doing a quick turnover against Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith, he's had 3 finishes. Knocked out Rashad, knocked out Shogun, and then submitted Ozdemir. So he's on a little momentum. I think for Anthony Smith, I think he could definitely cause some trouble for John. I think the thing about Anthony Smith is he goes in with these combinations that hit 6, 8, 10 strikes in a row. But what it is with the first 4, 5 strikes he does, it's like he knows he's going to miss. It's just to close the gap.
Yeah.
And I think that's key against someone like John.
That's really good in this fight. Yeah.
So I think if he goes in 1, 2, 3, 4, but doesn't hit John, but then connects slightly with the 5th, and then keeps going at him, where Gustafsson didn't, because where Gustafsson, he was just hitting 2 jabs and a right, and he was missing the whole time.
Well, and then John Jones was out of range.
Exactly. But then if Anthony Smith closes the gap with a solid 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever, He could definitely close the gap, and he could definitely hurt him.
The way you beat John Jones is the way you beat Luke Rockhold, in my opinion. When they're up against the fence, you go fuck it, and you throw punches, and you hope one clips him.
I do think I think in that regard
they're not the same fighter, but I'm saying the way you beat Luke Rockhold.
Yeah, but I think there's a difference with that. I think with the Rockhold one, I think if you're going in with Rockhold, there's no like threat when you're going in boxing wise. I feel like with John, if you go in close and you get into like a clinch position, you're very there's an opening for him to land some elbows close.
I think people pay. I say this all the time. Like I say this after every John Jones fight. I don't rate John Jones anywhere near as much as other people rate him.
No, because because even though he fights like sometimes he'll fight okay, but he makes everyone look so bad.
But I think such a massive part of that is because people are paying him way too much respect.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's definitely.
I really hope Anthony Smith goes into this fight and thinks "fuck you."
Well,
goes at him, and I think John Jones will. You'll notice that he'll have a similar-ish weakness to Rockhold, where you think, oh, when you run at him up against the fence, he actually doesn't have that much of a threat back to you. Like, he's got his elbows, and you got to be aware not to get in the clinch, because then he can take you down from there and do some other stuff. But if you can make it sort of like a brawl and keep out of his clinch, I think you can fucking beat him for sure.
Well, we'll see in it. I think, like I said, if Anthony Smith goes in there and does the style he does and doesn't give John no respect and fights him like he would fight like any contender, he has a good chance of making something happen.
But I think obviously John Jones, what he is very clever, and I have a feeling that as soon as that first exchange happens and when Anthony Smith comes in, I think he's going to clinch him, take him down, and it'll be like Gustafsson. Because when John Jones gets Anthony Smith down, if there's any decent time in the round, it's gonna be over.
It's funny because I see Anthony Smith do an interview this week and saying like John Jones definitely does not have better jiu-jitsu than me, and I was just like, what?
Really?
I was like,
Well, I can't say I've really seen Anthony Smith on the ground, but.
Well, the Ozdemir one was where he tapped him out, but I mean, Ozdemir is not the greatest on the ground, and John Jones is just ridiculous, like, on the ground. So,
Gustafsson's good on the ground, and John Jones, as soon as he got him down, was on him, yeah.
Well, no, the thing about Gustafsson, though, is, like, he's hard to take down and hard to keep down.
He's very good on the ground, though.
No, but, like if you see the ones with DC, and, like, the people take Gustafsson, like, when they take him down, but it's hard to keep him down. Jones was just, after he kept him down for like a certain period of time, it was kind of like he mollywopped him.
I just hope John Jones doesn't take him down, because if he doesn't take him down, I actually think this fight will be quite close.
Okay, I will go. I'm just gonna go for John. I will go John, and I will go for third round TKO strikes on the mount, like kind of similar to Gustafsson.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I tell you what, if Anthony Smith doesn't pay no respect to him, he can definitely make something happen.
You mean if John Jones doesn't pay respect to him?
No.
Oh, what you mean if Anthony Smith? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So if he doesn't respect, like if he respects him too much, where he don't close the gap, then yeah, like that's
Anthony Smith is 5-1.
That's so dirt. You could definitely put like a cheeky cheeky.
Because I just don't like John Jones.
You might put.
And Anthony Smith's gonna fucking knock him out, mate. I've got Anthony Smith.
In what round?
I mean, I haven't, but I have. I've got Anthony Smith. Round 1. KO.
All right. Do you know what's funny though? Every time with the John thing, I'm always like, his opponent. I'm like, yeah, you know what? This one's gonna cause him trouble. Nothing in it. Like I'm just like, it's just so
KO Anthony Smith round 1.
I got John Jones. TKO third. I got. I'm boundary from second and third, but I'll go third. But that card is brilliant. What was I gonna say? My mum and granddad were over this week.
Yeah.
So this weekend, and we went. They were here Thursday till Sunday, and on the Thursday I was like too knackered. Like I didn't get to sleep the night before. I had a bit of a mare, with the whole key situation.
Yeah.
Should I explain it?
Yeah.
So,
Well, if you want to.
so I did the podcast. We did the podcast last Wednesday. We finished about 11:30, and then I went to George's, which is about like I cycled there. It took me about 25 minutes. Got to George's, chilled there for about an hour and a half till like 1. Like was about to leave, couldn't find my keys. Like for 10-15 minutes, like oh shit, where the fuck are my keys? Was panicking, and then I tried ringing you, and you didn't answer. And I tried ringing you on Facebook. I was like, fucking answer him. So then I was like, fuck, I've got to get these keys. So I cycled back here. It took me like 25-30 minutes. So at this point, I hadn't eaten in like 7-8 hours as well. And I was cycling up these hills and stuff. It was a ball ache. And I knocked on your door. And for fucking like 10 minutes, he didn't fucking answer. Knob. Like, all I heard was, ah! And I was like, fuck. Like, and then like 10 minutes later, he just opened it. I knew he was playing a UFC game as well, the dope.
I was in the middle of a round online, mate.
Yeah, but a round does not take 10 minutes. I was literally out there for like 10 minutes. I don't know what the fuck.
Nah.
You probably had that alarm on for your wank. So then came here. So I got here about 1:30, I would say. Looking for about 10-15 minutes, could not find them. And I was like, oh my days, how are they not here? I couldn't have left them at work. And then I rang Jules, like, I ain't got them. And then fucking she was like, I just found them. I was like, get the fuck. And then she was like, I'll send you a Snapchat. And she had them. So I was like, fuck. So I cycled back all the way to fucking Wavertree. Got there like, I think just after, like 2:15. Got there, cycled back home to eat. And then the worst thing was, so I haven't even told you this yet. So I got home I think I got home and I ate dinner. And I'd work at 8. So I had to be up at like 6. So that's like what? 3 hours sleep. Got into bed, right, and I started sneezing. Yeah. My fucking blood vessels, my nose popped. So my nose just started pouring with blood in it. Yeah. And like my bed sheets were just covered in it. So just I had to wash my bed sheets in it. So I didn't really sleep, like with no bed sheets. Yeah. I just literally just stayed up and went straight to work. And it was fucking long, man.
Fuck that.
Oh, I was bored.
That must have been a long day at work, mate.
It was a bit, and I cycled there as well. I literally was like, why did I fucking cycle?
What about your mum though?
Yeah, so we went. So the Thursday. So that was the Thursday. So I went home and I couldn't, like, I needed to sleep. So I didn't see her that night. She ended up getting messy. Her and Granddad, like, and just got absolutely off their like.
Did they go into town?
Yeah, they went to some pub. I don't know what it's called, but they got like. My granddad was saying they got like 2 double vodkas for like a $5. Like they were getting these mad deals from these pubs, and I was like,
student place.
I don't know, but they act like students because they're crazy nose, and they ended up getting just like pissed. I remember like the next day I rang my mum, or she rang me. I was like, "You're alright." She's like, no.
Where were they staying?
The Premier Inn on the docks.
Oh yeah.
Their view was amazing. Like they literally like in front of them was the Echo, so they were like looking down at the Echo.
That's where I want to live.
Yeah, mate. And they got wasted. So they didn't want to, because I thought we were going to go out Friday night, but we didn't. So we ended up going to the cinema Friday night and Saturday night. So the Friday night we went to see that Bohemian Rhapsody, the Queen film.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen it?
They just got Oscars. No, I haven't seen it.
Oh my!
But the guy just won an Oscar, didn't he?
Right. So I don't. Yeah. So the film won 4 Oscars, I believe.
Well, and he won.
Best solo actor. But the thing, do you know? Right. So I only go to the cinema if it's like an action film, like if it's something worth going to see in the cinema.
Yeah.
This obviously wasn't an action film. It was kind of more of like a documentary film.
Yeah.
Mate, I went to see it again on Monday. It was that good, isn't it?
Yeah, I've heard it's very good.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I would definitely recommend it to anybody. It was unbelievable. Like because I didn't really know. I knew Queen, I knew Freddie Mercury was the lead singer and everything, but like to see like an in depth of how they like got like certain songs, how they fought certain songs, like just the story of how he got like AIDS and died and like all that kind of stuff. It's great. Definitely recommend it to anyone. Like, and I don't go see films in the cinema unless it's action. I went to see it twice.
Yeah, I will watch it because I just watched The Star Is Born.
Oh, the Lady Gaga film with Bradley Cooper. Is it good?
It is good. Yeah, it's quite it's not like an uplifting film.
Oh, it's quite sad.
It's a sad film, yeah, but it's very good. Like Bradley Cooper's good, like sings really well. Lady Gaga acts really well. Yeah. It actually came together really well.
Well,
good film.
The main actor in Bohemian Rhapsody, I only recognised him from Night Museum.
Oh,
He was like the
what was-
Tomb King or whatever.
Oh no, I know him because he's in a series. He's in a really popular series, you know. He's the main actor in it. He's a computer hacker,
Okay.
and he like ends up working against the government in like computer hacking and stuff. It's a really popular not documentary series.
On Netflix.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix. Yeah.
Right. Oh, but I only knew him from that.
Well, what's his name?
I don't have a clue. You know, just type in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Was that the name of the film, Bohemian
Yeah.
Rhapsody?
Yeah, it's one of their albums. But like it's like you don't understand how good Queen were at their time. They were like the first rock band to incorporate like disco, techno, and like opera in their albums, which is
their songs
unheard
now
of.
are like so strange.
Like,
Good, but...
well, after the funny thing was, after I watched the film, they had the thing called the Live Aid, which is like the big concert. Like there was like seen around the world by like 1.5 billion people.
Yeah.
And it had like Paul McCartney, it had like the Who, had like George Michael, it had all these big singers, right? And they were trying to raise money like for the people in Africa, and like no one was ringing in like throughout the whole thing. And then when Queen came on, they literally made like £1 million. Like it was because apparently because it was their reuniting because they broke up. Freddie left for a bit.
Yeah.
To go solo, and once they got back, their first performance, I believe, when they got back together, was at this Live Aid thing, and they literally killed it. Like, and they at the end of the film, I won't give much away, but they do the whole like Live Aid, which is like 20 minutes each artist or band. And I watched. That's the last bit of the film, and then I went home and watched the real one. And it was literally identical, like the whole mannerism of how Freddie Mercury was, like the way he was moving, like it was incredible.
Rami Malek even fucking looks like Freddie Mercury, especially when they done him up. Like
Miriam was saying that people was calling him Freddie Mercury when he had the tash.
Miriam does he look like Rami Malek? Kind
No,
of.
but there's this picture. I'll show you after we do.
Mr. Robot is what the series is in. It's still going. Like it's been on for a few years. Mr. Robot, yeah.
I've never heard of it, to be fair.
It's really, you like it, yeah. That's really good.
That's decent. That's alright, isn't it? But yeah, I would recommend. And then so we saw that on Friday, and then on Saturday it was funny because you ever been to the Liverpool cinema?
I actually haven't.
Have you not been there? The Odeon.
No, I have. I've been there once. Yeah.
Right. So
I saw Wreck-It Ralph.
Right, so as you give,
Two.
so when you give the tickets to the guy and they rip them up or whatever,
Yeah.
you know the chairs on the right. You have like the massager chairs, isn't it? Or like the
Yes.
Right, so me, my mum, and granddad sat in them.
Yeah.
And like we were sitting there, and like my granddad gave us all like a quid, like to get the massage, like in the chairs. And we were sitting in it, right? And then there's all us three. I got a video on my phone, and we're like, and like my granddad done it first, so he was like getting it first. So he was like, ooh, ah. And then my mum was like, ah, like that. It was very funny, and it was like proper weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I don't know if she got this before or after, but after we did that, she was like, let's get these seats for the cinema. And you can get them, they're called the D-Box. And what it is, it's like these chairs that make vibration. They make noises when you like, when something goes on. Yeah. So we went in there.
That'd be good for an action film.
Well, we saw that Cold Pursuit, the new Liam Neeson film.
Oh, right.
So you know the one Liam Neeson was promoting and he got done for the racial thing or whatever.
Right, yeah.
So he was promoting that. So we went to see that. And it was actually alright. I fell asleep for like 10 minutes.
In there.
Yeah. I fell asleep though.
Great film though.
Oh, 10 minutes, like, come on.
Great film.
I saw, like, the other, whatever, how many, 100.
Great film.
And it had a Tarantino style to it, which was really good. But the fucking funny thing was, right, every time, like, he killed someone, it would be like, like, just, the chair would just, like, it was ridiculous. Like, and the funny, like, my mum was, because at first they weren't working. So my mum kept going in and out of cinema to, like, just sort it out. And, like, that was funny. But we ended up, but they make, like, noises and they start moving and shit.
Mate, that's so strange. Imagine watching 50 Shades of Grey. 50 Shades of Grey.
Right, you fucked that one up.
No, but imagine watching that. Like...
See, I've never seen the film.
Yeah, but it's all like sexual, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, will it vibrate? Like, when the sex is going on?
Yeah, you just hear, like, just start rocking around, like, fucking... But, no, it was good to see him, my mum and granddad. They had a really good time, and it was really good. It was really good. Like, yeah, it was alright. Went to, like, just went out for dinner, and then that was it, really. Like,
They didn't meet your girlfriend?
I don't have a girlfriend, mate.
Did they meet your bird?
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. So, but I had a good weekend, and other than that, that's all good. Other than that, like, just want to let everyone know my tyre had broke on the floor of the bike. That's
oh shit,
baby Rufus, getting fixed, hopefully tomorrow. So that's a bit of a ball ache, but other than that, anything else before we wrap this up? Sean's gone.
No.
All good?
Yeah.
Alright. See you later, everyone, you fucking bunch of melons.
Tune in to UFC on Saturday night.
Yeah, buy that pay-per-view.
No, quick free and VIP boxing.
Stream that shit. Don't pay 70 fucking... How much is it? That's six... It's ridiculous, isn't it?
No, like in UK it's
$59.99, isn't it?
I don't know what it is in England.
But don't buy it. It's just not worth it, mate.
Yeah. Enjoy, motherfuckers.
See you later.